There are well wishes coming from all over the country and the world for former President Jimmy Carter after he fell and fractured his pelvis. Tonight, he's being treated at the Phoebe Sumter Hospital near his home in Plains, Georgia.
And 11 Alive's Faith Abube is there. She has more on the former president's condition tonight.
We're told former President Jimmy Carter is in good spirits and is looking forward to heading home to recover there. For now, based on the latest information we have from the family, the 95-year-old is inside this hospital for observation and treatment after yet another fall in his home yesterday.
Former President Jimmy Carter is in the hospital after falling in his Georgia home. He suffered a minor pelvic fracture in last night's accident, and his spokesperson says he will recover at home. Now, it marks the second time this month that the 95-year-old president has been injured in a fall. And you may remember the former president was in Nashville to help build homes for Habitat for Humanity after the first fall 2 weeks ago. Carter was photographed wearing a bandage on his forehead and sporting a black eye while he worked. And by the way, he is the oldest living president.
2 weeks after suffering a nasty black eye from a fall, President Jimmy Carter is back in the hospital, and visitors at his National Historic Site are reacting.
I know I'm concerned for his well-being.
It's really sad that, and unfortunately he's getting up there in years.
The Carter Center says the former president is undergoing treatment for what they call a minor pelvic fracture. The injury is the result of a fall Monday evening at the 39th president's home in Plains, Georgia.
Yeah, obviously we're quite sad about that. I mean, he's a great man. We hope that he recovers.
This is the president's fourth fall this year after surviving skin cancer. Carter fell and broke his hip back in May on his way to a turkey hunting trip. And then October 5th, another fall in his home, landing him 14 stitches in a black eye. He fell again the next day at the Habitat for Humanity build in Nashville and had to be held up. But none of that stopped him from pushing through.
Yesterday I fell down and hurt my forehead and got a black eye, but I'm doing well. I feel good enough to build houses.
The 95-year-old is now the oldest living U.S. president, and a resilient one at that. But after his recent accident, some wonder if it's time to slow down.
I think he's still got the gumption and the ability to do things, but unfortunately he's probably got to step back, but he doesn't see it that way, so he just keeps going and going and going.
So I think a person has to do what's in their heart and soul, and obviously this is what probably keeps him alive.
And we asked the Carter Center whether the former president is expected to undergo surgery and when he's expected to be released from this hospital. We're told there are no new details and probably won't be any more for today. But of course, we'll stay here and follow the latest developments and bring them to you as soon as we get them.
All right, Faith, we appreciate it. We did have a chance to talk to our 11 Alive medical correspondent, Dr. Sujatha Reddy, about President Carter's accident. She says falls are fairly common among people his age. As you get older, you lose some of your balance. There are weaker muscles, and often people of older ages have weaker bones. Dr. Reddy says President Carter's recovery process could be difficult considering he's fallen several times already this year.
Previous injuries are going to come into play, especially if you start talking about hip replacements and things like that. But from what we're hearing, he has a minor pelvic fracture, which I think is obviously better than a more severe one. But I think we have to take into account his age and, his current ongoing battle with the melanoma skin cancer that he has. But if anyone can beat this, it's President Carter.
That is so true. He's proven to be incredibly resilient and tough. Dr. Reddy says it could take the president 8 to 10 weeks to recover with plenty of rest and probably some physical therapy.